It's MC Monty in the place to be. Welcome to the adventures of MC Monty. This month's theme, Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made my very own Miles Morales Spider-Man face shell. Lenses, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse mask. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to show you exactly how I made my Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse mask. This video is a level 2 because you need basic sewing skills to complete this project. As usual, everything you need is listed in the description below. Gather your supplies and let's get to it. I created a simple Spider-Man mask pattern that you can use for this project. This template works very well for a nice fitted Spider-Man mask. Fold your fabric over and lay down your pattern and trace the pattern onto your fabric and cut it out. I'm using Taylor's chalk to trace my pattern onto my fabric. I'm using a 4-way stretch fabric. You can also use a t-shirt like I did in my previous video. For the design, I'm using this metallic black puff paint. You don't have to use metallic, you can just use regular. You can use matte black puff paint, but that's going to give me the Spider-Man design effect. And when it's done, it will look like this. You draw your S's in a diagonal. Regular straight stitch. My stitch length is 2.5. My needle is in position 1. My tension is set to 3, and that should be good. I'm gonna start at the bottom and sew all around the dome and stop at the top of the forehead. Next, I'm gonna start at the bottom of the neck and sew the chin. Using your wonderful Miles Morales lens template, trace your lens template onto some cardboard. I used a cereal box and I just taped it together with masking tape to hold it temporarily. And I'm using super glue to glue it together. You can also use hot glue. Now for an option of hardening your lenses, you can use 2-part resin. I'm pouring a cap full of part 1 and a cap full of part 2 into a glass jar. They have to be equal parts. So if you use 2 ounces of part A, you have to use 2 ounces of part B. You mix it all up really good. This mixing takes about 5 minutes. Make sure you get all of it mixed really well. And then I'm using a paintbrush to paint on the resin. You paint it on, you let it dry, and when you let it dry, after it dries, it's going to be hard. This is a good way to harden a cereal box. Now to paint your lenses, you can use this sandable primer, and then once it's smooth and dry, paint. I use 2 coats of red paint, and I'm using this blue paint marker for the blue design in the middle of the Spider-Man Miles Morales lens frame. For the inside of the lenses, I'm using perforated white vinyl, and I removed the adhesive backing and I stuck it onto this mesh fabric, and then I traced around the lens frame and cut it out. And I'm going to hot glue this onto the back of the lens frame. And I take my time and just use hot glue along the whole back of the frame and hot glue the mesh perforated vinyl into place. And when I'm done, I cut off the extra. And then I have two Miles Morales lenses. To make the face shell, I'm using this wonderful, simple Spider-Man face shell pattern. I'm going to trace it onto my cardboard and I'm going to flip it, mirror it, and cut it out. After it's traced and mirrored on both sides, I just take my scissors and cut it out. You can use an old cardboard box or you can use a cereal box for this. Either one works. And when it's cut out, it looks like this. Then I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to tape the inside. I decided to go with the cereal box for this one. I'm going to tape the inside, and then once everything is taped up, I'm going to glue it all together. So if you cut out your face mask in two halves, you just tape the two halves together as well. Now I'm using super glue to glue everything into place and get it to hold and harden and stay. After that's done, it looks like this. Now I'm using white glue to harden the face shell. I'm going to use 2 or 3 coats of white glue, and after it dries, it's going to harden. Next, I'm going to trace my lens frame onto the face shell and cut it out so that it looks like Miles Morales. And here I'm using earth magnets and pieces of cardboard to place the earth magnets. I'm going to put them into 3 positions. And once I have my earth magnets in place, it looks like this, 3 positions on each side. Then I can use earth magnets to put onto the lens frames and it will all snap into position. I glued them on using super glue, then I reinforced it with hot glue. And you hear how it snaps into place. Next, I put my face shell inside of my mask and I traced around my eye socket so I can get a good eye hole and cut it out. And there you have it, Miles Morales mask complete. And there you have it. Your Miles Morales Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse mask is complete. I hope you enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it helped you complete your very own Miles Morales Across the Spider-Verse mask. From your face shell to the lenses to the fabric mask. Leave me a comment and let me know how you did. Be sure to follow me on social media. Hit that like button. Give me that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe and that bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video or tutorial. Check out my other Spider-Man, my other Miles Morales content and tutorials, and I'll see you next time. Always remember, adventure awaits. So get out into the world and explore. Peace.